What's going on? I'm Justin. I'm going to do a review today on a holster that I just got, and I'm going to talk about Appendix Carry for a fat guy like me. So to get started, Gen 4 Glock 19. It is empty. It is safety checked. There's nothing in it. Free and clear. So let's get started. I'm 5'9", 270. I appendix carry. Never thought I was going to be able to. I tried it multiple times. Could never really find my niche in there. I always carried 4 or 5 o'clock in a hybrid style, alien gear, stealth gear, that kind of branding, hybrid holster. Never really liked leather back stuff. It gets too hot and sticky and sweaty. So I like Kydex. I haven't had this Gen 4 19 all that long. My first gun was a Gen 3 19, but like an idiot, I got rid of it. Wish I wouldn't have. So I'm back at it with a Gen 4, which is fine because I love this gun. I previously had a shield to this, a 9mm shield, and I could not carry that gun appendix. If you notice, Glock rear sights don't sit all the way at the back of the frame, or sorry, the slide. Shield slides actually kind of hang over the slide just a little bit. And I found when the gun's sitting there with my gut up against it, I was getting a pointy, sharp point right here all the time, and I hated it. Couldn't stand it, couldn't carry it. I wanted to carry appendix because appendix can be a very good place to carry. The gun is easily concealable, it is easy to access, and frankly it doesn't print, and you don't really worry about it printing. When I carried 4 or 5 o'clock back here, I was always curious if my gun was printing or not. Am I showing? If I bend over, shirt comes up. And this is one of the shirts I typically carry, and it's light, it's breathable. I find that solid colors don't hide as well as like a pattern, but I'm not trying to walk around in a Panama Jack shirt, so it's not tight, it's kind of loose, free flowy, but it's a comfortable shirt, and you want to be comfortable when you're carrying, obviously. So I would always bend over, grip pop out, shirt right up, get stuck on the grip or something like that. I hated it. It always bothered me. So I wanted to try out appendix. There's lots of videos on YouTube that are helpful about being a fat guy that wants to carry appendix. I'm 5'9", 270. I got a gut. I'm not Mr. String Bean. So if a small skinny guy says, "Oh yeah, appendix is no problem," he's lying. Okay, especially if you're a fat guy, because there are some niches with carrying appendix. I found that the biggest one for me is you get pressure from down here on the bottom of the barrel, bottom of the slide when you sit down. The way to counteract that, if you go to sit down, pull your pants up a little bit and bend at your knees and sit down. Okay, your gun will actually sit vertically straight up and down, just like this, and it won't really bother you. Maybe for sitting for hours and hours and hours, but the only time I sit that long is if I'm in a car. And if I'm in a car, I'll take my gun off anyway. So, especially for that long. One of the other niches with carrying appendix is you got to have a good belt, you got to have a good holster, and you have to actually wear your pants where they're supposed to be worn. Now, I'm not talking about wearing them like women do up by their belly button, but walking around with your crack hanging out ain't going to work if you're carrying appendix. It's not going to work. You're not going to have a good time. Wear your pants up as high as you can comfortably without looking like Steve Urkel, basically. Now, us fat guys have something that someone in another video called a 300th parallel, which I thought was pretty funny, stating, like if this is your waist, either this has to be at your waist or this has to be at your waist. There's some truth to that, but I don't really buy into it. The problem with this being your waist and this being your slide is if you have a gut, if you look at it from the side, your gun is sitting like this, and it prints really, really bad, like horribly bad. That, and if you go to draw, you're almost reaching in like this and pulling out. I felt like, anyway. I don't have that big of a gut, but you know, the problem with, you know, your waist being here and your gun being level is how you gonna get a solid grip and purchase on this? How? There's no way. Can't do it. If your belt is right here, you're not gonna get on that grip. You're not gonna be able to do it comfortably and safely. Safety's another thing with Appendix Carry. Some people say, we were walking around with a loaded gun pointed at your junk or your artery. Okay, well, if you keep your frickin' finger off the trigger, it's not a problem. We all know guns don't just randomly go off, especially Glocks and carry guns of today. Ain't gonna happen. Maybe a SIG if it's dropped, but I'm not throwing any stones. So, if you keep your finger off the trigger, you're not gonna have any problem. Now, if you pull your holster out, or you pull your gun out of your holster and you immediately do this, you know, you have a problem, okay? And that needs to be addressed before anything. So, let's talk about holsters, okay? So, me being the fat guy that I am, I looked around, I did some research on what I was looking for an appendix holster, and there was 3 things I was looking for. I wanted a full-length sweat shield that would go all the way to the top of the slide. The one that I got, it doesn't quite go all the way to the top, but it definitely goes up to the top of the serrations, which is perfectly fine with me. Okay, that's not, we're not talking about that much. I'm not really one that has a preference on magazine release covering. Carrying appendix, the odds of you pressing this with your stomach is probably non-existent. Okay, so another thing I wanted is I wanted something with a clamp or a clip that goes over top of your belt. Okay, I had a holster in the past that had a J-hook. If you carry with a J-hook, you're an idiot. Okay, all the weight from a J-hook goes on your pants, not your belt where the weight is supposed to be at. So for me, that just seems stupid. And I wanted something with a wing. Now, for those of you who are thinking about appendix carry and you don't know what a wing is, I'll show you in a minute. But basically a wing is your belt runs here through the holster. The wing will actually sit over here, and the belt will actually put leverage on that wing. And basically it rotates, you know, let me make sure I'm straight here. It rotates the gun from perfectly straight to kind of like that, okay, to fit your, you know, the curve of your body, okay? It helps conceal it by far. I mean, it's walking around like this, your shirt will print on the back of your grip. But with a wing or something there to pull the gun in, it makes a night and day difference. And then the other, the other thing that I wanted was I wanted a clip that had adjustable cant, because I ride a motorcycle. I can't always carry appendix on the bike. Can't do it. It's just not comfortable the way that I have to sit. I got ape hangers, so I'm up here. Judge me if you want to, but with something with adjustable cant, if I'm going to be out on the bike all day, I can move it over here to 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever, and carry on my side. It's perfectly fine. So, with that said, I looked at all those options, and I found quite a couple holsters that had the right options. Vetter had those options, a couple others, but the price point was, you know, I was thinking, I don't really know if I'm going to be able to do appendix or not, so I don't really want to spend $50 on a holster and find out it's not really for me. Q Davis Tactical. So I found these guys on Etsy, because I believe it or not, Etsy's a very nice place to look for holsters, because you're not constantly looking at, you know, T-Rex Arms, Vetter, Concealment Express, yada yada. You know, these are homegrown people in their garage and their basement making stuff, and I like that. Small business thing, and oftentimes the quality is better. Everything is checked out better too. So you know, I found Davis Tactical on there. I found out they have an eBay page, so I went with eBay just because free shipping, yada yada. $36 with free shipping is what I paid for this gun, or for this holster. I wish I paid that for the gun. They have it black, OD green, FDE tan, and multicam. You can get it with or without the wing. I obviously got the wing because if I decided I didn't like it on there or don't want it on there, I can take it off. It's only screws. This does have adjustable cant, goes from here, and there's another hole drilled in here. Adjust the clip to this so you can carry it with a little bit of a cant. For you guys who are running an RMR and have a cut slide, this does go low enough to allow for you to have a sight or an optic. Another thing that I noticed is a lot of the time if you order a holster, you know, I currently right now have the factory mag release on my Glock, but I plan on putting the extended one on there. Well, if you see this little nub right here, that's because the gun that they used to mold it had an extended slide release, which is awesome because the extended slide release left a mark in here, but the factory one is shallower, so you're not going to have any interference if you do decide at one point, hey, I think I'm going to run a extended slide release. You won't have any problem. So there was another guy who did a review of his that he bought, and he had a comp on his Glock 19, and he had him special cut it so that the bottom was open so that the comp would fit all the way through. I don't run a comp on mine. I don't want the gun any longer than it is. And I must say, one of my favorite things about this holster is this clip. I mean, look at this clip. For being $36, that is some professional, high-grade, high-quality looking stuff, okay? Most expensive manufacturers, you just get a black clip. That's it, just black. Davis Tactical, you know, they got a cool looking logo, looks like a couple 19s or 17s there, side by side, you know, etched in there. Now, I went with the tan just because I don't like black. It's kind of bland. I don't like multicam, and I think tan looks better than OD green, so that's why I went with tan. But if you look, the clip matches the holster. So if you're, you know, all about color matching like I am, definitely go with the tan because it matches. So another thing that I really like about this holster is it does have adjustable retention, but I mean it clicks in there perfect. I mean, you can't ask for a better click than that. Comes out nice and easy. You can adjust it, like I said, so if you want it Superman tight, you can. If you want it to fall out of there, you should have bought a leather holster. So, but she ain't coming out of there, loaded or not. Like I said, sweat guard comes all the way up to the top of the slide. Not all the way up to the top here, just a little short, but full trigger guard coverage. It does cover half of the magazine release here, not the full thing, which is fine for me. It doesn't really matter. But I just don't really know that you can ask for more of a holster for this money. I mean, $36, this is great. Now, he also offers a magazine carrier. I didn't order one when I bought the gun. I really wish I would have, but I already ordered one. Because I got this and I was like, you know what? If this guy's holster is this nice, I got to get a mag carrier to match. So I got one of those on the way. You know, if you buy the holster, you can get it for $14 and it comes shipped with it. Where are you going to buy a mag carrier for $14, man? I really, you know, I've looked around and they're all $20, $25. Some of them are even more than that. And I'm like, man, that's a mag carrier, not a holster. So I really don't know that you can go wrong. And I wanted something, like I said, that the belt would ride at the right height. It wouldn't put it, you know, the grip too low to the belt. This is absolutely perfect. The belt runs about here. The claw is about right here. Belt runs right here. I can get a full 3-finger purchase on this, come out and push out. You know what I'm saying? this holster is probably the only reason I can carry appendix. Now, I'm not saying that this is the holster that you need, but it has everything that I desired as being a bigger guy carrying appendix. So my list of, you know, things that I needed probably aren't going to be that far off from things you're needing. Now, not everyone likes a full sweat guard, so he offers it in a mid-length and a short also. That's your preference. Like I said, you can take the claw on or off. You can adjust the can on this. You cannot adjust ride height, but you don't really need to, because where he has it at, it's right here. It's perfect. You can't ask for more. You know, if you're running an optic, like I said, it already comes cut out for it. Again, that's kosher. So I'm going to stand up and I'm going to put this holster on, and I'm going to demonstrate you know, how little it does not print and how comfortable it can be. So hopefully you can see this. I'm not trying to flash everybody's you know, camera here with, you know, my fat belly or anything, but all right, here we go. Gen 4 Glock 19, gone, vanished, can't find it, can't see it. You know, it doesn't print at all. No, I mean, not even at all. I mean, I'll even put a mag in, still doesn't make no difference. I could carry a 17 mag in here and be fine. So get the mag release here. So good reholster. Doesn't print, can't see it. You know, like I said, I'm not exactly a thin guy, and like I said, the worst part that you'll run into is just sitting. But I'm sitting right now. It's not a problem. I can sit right here. It's not a problem. I got a little bit of a bunch up going on here, but if you reposition just a little bit, anybody can carry appendix. So, if y'all got any questions, concerns, advice, ideas, don't be afraid to drop them in the comments or anything like that. So, hopefully this helps out some guys who are about my size, who are kind of on the boat where they want to try appendix, but they're kind of unsure. Being that I've always carried, you know, anywhere from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, this totally changed carrying a gun for me. Sometimes it got uncomfortable back there and just downright annoying. Another thing is it'll pull on your belt a little bit back here. Up here in appendix, doesn't really pull on my belt at all. Don't really notice it being there, to be honest with you. Like I said, sitting's about the only time. But walking around, standing, running errands, I sit in the car for an hour for my drive to work. As long as I just adjust it a little bit, I keep it there the whole time. Nice and easy to get to, nice and quick draw. I've practiced my draw quite a bit, and you know, I like to think I'm pretty quick on getting it out of there. A lot quicker than pulling the garment back here, pulling and pushing out. You know, here it's just like that. So with that said, let me know, and thanks for watching.